this, we'll start the meeting. So I'm happy. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm happy in welcoming you all for the 557th meeting of Medley Toastmasters Club. So I am Sharanya. I am the Sergeant at Arms of Medley Toastmasters. The mission of Toastmasters is to provide a mutually supportive and a positive learning environment in which every member gets an opportunity to improve their communication and leadership skills, which in turn fosters self-confidence and personal growth. So in every Toastmasters meeting, we follow 3 ground rules. So the first rule is please maintain silence throughout the meeting. If you are not speaking, please go on mute. And the second rule is please avoid taboo topics such as sex, religion, and politics. And the third rule is like every Toastmasters meeting, all are expected to be in a formal attire. So please join the meeting in a formal attire. With this, I would like to hand over to distinguished Toastmaster Suganti Periyasamy. Before that, I would like to give a small introduction about her. So she is working as a business domain consultant in TCS, and she has been in Toastmasters since 2010 and associated with Medley Toastmasters since 2011. The most interesting thing I admire in Suganti ma'am is like the way she organizes each and every meeting. She takes care of each and every small thing so seriously and tries to organize it in a better way, starting from organizing till recognizing each and every member in our Toastmasters club. I really appreciate that, ma'am, and I really admire that in you. With this, I would like to hand it over to distinguished Toastmaster Suganti Periyasamy.
Thank you, Madam Sergeant at Arms. Dear Toastmasters and yes, welcome to Medley meeting 557. For a quick minute, can we request all of you to please switch on your video, and then probably once the Toastmaster of the day takes over, we can go back and switch off our video. That's nice. Okay, a warm welcome to all our guests, non-Toastmasters and guests from other clubs, and of course a very warm welcome to our members. Quite recently I came across a quotation by Martin Luther King, and the quotation goes like this: only when it is dark enough can you see the stars. Only when it is dark enough you can see the stars. I believe this quote has a lot of truth and meaning in it, because only when we humans struggle a bit in life, we are bound to appreciate all the goodness that life has to offer. And I think this quote is very much apt for the current situation that we are in. But then there is also another quote that that I quite like: they can conquer who believe they can. We are all Toastmasters and we have very easily conquered the online platform, and we have not given up on meeting quite regularly. And we, being Medleyans, we have been meeting consistently every Saturday at 2:55 p.m. So we are all those conquerors who have adapted ourselves and have conquered the challenging situation that we have on hand. Having said that, please give yourselves a good round of applause for all the warriors that all of you are. With that said, today's Toastmaster of the day is somebody whom I admire for his perseverance. He is somebody who is very humble and who is quite keen to learn from all our members. He also brings in a lot of experience with him, having been on this whole planet Earth for close to a few decades. I'm not sure as to how many decades. I will not reveal, because that is a deal that I have done with him, and he said he will treat me well after we both meet in Chennai. So, but then he brings in a lot of experience in terms of wisdom, and a few words that he even speaks are very genuine from the heart. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together to warmly welcome the only Raghunath Mishra as a Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, DTM Sugandhi for this warm introduction. I still remember when I'm going to give you a treat. I'm really happy to serve the Toastmaster of the day. It's a pleasure for me. And before I introduce the theme of the session, I would like to brief you about the structure of this session. We have three sessions today, three events that we are going to conduct today. The first one is the prepared speakers. We have three prepared speakers today. The next one will be TT table topic session, where our table topic master will call the members randomly for an impromptu speech, and then we will go for the evaluation section, where the prepared speeches will be evaluated by our evaluators. It is said that opportunity comes with some challenges, and it is also said that life is not lived to its fullest extent until and unless those challenges are faced. So today's theme is based on these obstacles that that leads to the challenges, obstacles to challenges. I will start with a small story. There used to be a king, a very a great king who is very fond of his citizens, and he also used to try different way to evaluate his citizens to 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 check how they are behaving, their attitude, and how good they are to the society. So one day, what he did, he he put some gold coins in a bag and put that bag in the middle of the road which is leading to his throne, and above that he put a big stone which is quite big enough to remove that. And he was trying to his intention was to see the attitude of his members, the people who are coming to his throne, or the citizens. The very next day, the people started reaching to his throne, and they saw that there is a big stone lying in the mid of the road, and they started complaining, hey, who has laid this stone on the road? It is someone should remove this. But no one has tried to remove, but they entered. There are his throne ministers, his pandits, and all the persons who were approaching the throne never bothered to remove that stone, and they just started complaining about the king, that king is not doing enough to maintain the roads and all. Till the time they start complaining, a couple of days happened. Let me introduce the general evaluator of today, who is a a MBA in profession and currently serving to an industry which is really facing lot of hardship. That is the real estate industry. It is not now, it is facing for last couple of years, but it is still finding a way to come out of that. Let me introduce our general evaluator for today, Toastmaster Dinesh, who is a, who possesses a master's in business administration. Over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raghunath, for the warm welcome. And you mentioned a double MBA for me. 2 times you mentioned it. So thank you once again. Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. I'm the general evaluator for today's meeting. Being the general evaluator, I will evaluate the entire meeting from the start till the end, from right when the sergeant at arms started the meeting till the president ends the meeting. It's my duty. And I will evaluate all the good usages and also whatever the good examples which participants take place in today's meeting. And to conduct today's meeting, I have two groups with me. One is the evaluation group, and the other is the tag team. And tag team consists of the timer, R counter, and the grammarian. And for today, our timer is Toastmaster Saravanan. He's a native of Coimbatore who has been in Chennai for the past 15 years. He is someone who likes to take opportunities, challenges as opportunities. And also he likes someone called Alan Mullay. When I searched him, he saw that he's the owner of the Ford Motor Company. He turned out Ford Motor Company into a very challenging position, into a very good one. I call upon Toastmaster Saravanan to read out the timer report objectives.
Thank you, G. Time and tide waits for no one. Likewise, in Toastmasters, to have an effective meeting, we must control both the duration of speaker's time as well as the time for each and every session in Toastmasters. I have 3 timing devices, flags, one from a visual side, that is green, yellow, and red, which I will share. And then, as this is an online meeting, I also have an audio-based timing device. I have 3 buzzers. So likewise, so I will use 1 for green, 2 for yellow, and 3 for red. So please listen to these audio and visual tips for your timing. So throughout the meeting, I will signal each and every participant, including the prepared speech participants, table topics participants, as well as evaluators, when they reach the allocated times. For example, if you are doing a prepared speech, which is typically 5 to 7 minutes, I will signal green flag when you have reached 5 minutes, and then the yellow flag when you reach 6 minutes, and then the red flag when you reach 7 minutes. Once the red flag has been signaled, you will have 30 seconds to wrap it up. And for example, if you are playing table topic participant, you have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. I will signal green flag when you reach 1 minute. Then the yellow signal when you reach 1.5 minutes. And then the red flag at 2 minutes. You will have 30 seconds leeway to wrap it up. The evaluators will have 2 to 3 minutes to speak. I will signal green flag when they have reached 2 minutes, yellow flag when they reach 2.5 minutes, and then the red flag when they reach 3 minutes. So they also will have 30 seconds of leeway to wrap it up once the red flag has been flashed. Later on during the meeting, I will report to all of you on the timer logs. Over to the G.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saravanan. I hope everyone paid a keen note on the timer objectives, because due to the online session, it's completely different than what our usual meeting is to be. And second is our counter is played today by Toastmaster Renu Narayanan. As we all know, she's someone who is a story writer and a storyteller. Recently, she turned a challenging place into an opportunity by conducting all her storytelling sessions online through YouTube, just like we have in Medley. She was very hesitant how it would happen, but it's going on really well. I call upon Toastmaster Renu Narayanan to read out the speech, our counter objectives. Renu?
Sorry, I had to unmute. Thank you, G. Good evening, all Toastmasters and guests. Today, my role as accounter is as follows. My role is to note words and sounds that are used as a crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, you know. I will also listen for filler sounds, including and I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I, or this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Over to you, G.
Thank you, Toastmaster Renu. Now, our grammarian for today is Toastmaster Raghunath Nayan. He is working at a Nissan company for the past 4 years in Chennai. He is someone who has a mantra like he turns obstacles into challenges, challenges into opportunities. And if you had seen the contest, you would know how well he arranged everything. And he is very good in turning obstacles into opportunities. I call upon Toastmaster Raghunath Nayan to read out the grammarian objectives.
Good afternoon, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So as a grammarian, as a role, it helps you to develop the listening habits, listening skills by paying attention to all the speakers and carefully listening to their language usage I'll be taking note of their improper language, outstanding words, some codes and all. And also I'll introduce the word of the day for today. So in line with the theme of the day, obstacles to opportunities, let me introduce the word of the day as tenet. It's a noun, which is pronounced as tenet. It's primarily, it means a principle or a belief generally held to be true. For example, in a Toastmaster meeting, the evaluator's observations should help the speaker and audience members understand the tenets of the effective speech making. So I'll put the word and the meaning in the chat box of the Zoom meeting so that all the participants will be able to know what the meaning is. I'll repeat again, the word of the day is tenet. And I'll submit the whole grammarian report at the end of the meeting when the general evaluator calls for it. Over to you, General Evaluator, and I encourage all the speakers to use the word tenet. It's a noun, which is like a belief or a doctrine generally held to be true. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raghunath Nair, for your report. As I already said, my thoughts on the theme of the day, obstacles turned into opportunities. And today we are almost having our 7th or 8th meeting through the online sessions. And because of this, we are able to connect with other clubs like what we had in the last week. This is a very good thanks to our Toastmasters, Suganti and Thomas, sir. We are able to do it. And they have turned a challenging place into a place of opportunity. I've come out with my grammarian, with my general evaluator report at the end of the meeting, and I have my evaluation session in the middle. For now, I will give you control to our TMOD. Over to Toastmaster Raghunath.
General Evaluator. So to continue with the story, the king was, as I mentioned, the king was very famous, and he was a known ruler for his kingdom. So the people generally try to, particularly the artist and all, they generally try to bring a lot of gifts for him, or in terms of art, so that they prepare, and so that they will get some benefit out of from the king as a reward. So there was an artist, who made art of the king's portrait and wanted to present it to the king. So he in the morning he started he carrying the portrait of the king, and he tried to approach to his while reaching his throne. He found that a stone is lying in the middle of the road that is leading towards the throne. What he did, he just put some effort to remove the stone from the road, and also noticed that there is a bag lying in the below the stone. He picked that bag and the portrait and reached to the king and said, "My my lord, I found this bag lying in the road below the stone, and I have this portrait of you which I have made for you." The king noticed that and found very happy that there is a portrait of him who has presented, made by an artist. So till the time he enjoyed this portrait, the king, let me invite the first speaker of today, who has gone through all the obstacles to found an opportunity to join madly. He is he has committed to commute nearly 1.5 hours daily to reach from his home to Medley, uh, 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 so that he
Sir,
can.
increase the volume.
Is it clear? So that is it okay? Is it okay? Yeah. So that he can develop he can build up his leadership skills. So he is he is a master in he's a BTech in engineering and currently working for a company called Intimate Fashion, and having a family based out of Gudvanchari with his wife and two kids. And he has chosen the path dynamic leadership, his icebreaker session, project 1, level 1. Please join me in welcoming Periyaswamy for his ice-breaking speech, Winning the World Cup. Toastmaster Periyaswamy, winning the World Cup, Toastmaster Periyaswamy, over to you.
Am I audible? Just to show your thumb if you
Yes,
are
yes,
audible.
yes.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. What do you remember about 1983? Something at the national level. Can anyone answer? What do you remember about 1983? Yeah, great. Yes, you are right. India won its first World Cup. Through self-belief, an ordinary team won the top prize. That was the year. Another important thing, even more important thing to me happened. I was born in 1983. Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and welcome guest. I was born at a village in Viluppuram district, Tamil Nadu. I was the first child to my parents. I was a late arrival and well received. As it turned out, I was their only child. They were not much educated. How many of you had the habit of swimming in a river? Can anyone answer? It was one of my favorite pleasure. When I was studying third standard, about 9 to 10 years old, I started skipping the classes and go to the river in my village and enjoy swimming over there with my friends who were not enrolled in school. While it was happening for a big time, one day someone brought it to my mom's notice. She caught me when I was swimming over there. Then what would have happened? She tracked me to the farm where my parents were doing farming. The whole day she asked me to sit over there as punishment. I witnessed for one full day. I saw how my parents were breaking their back to support the family. My aunt also advised me a lot. How my parents facing the difficulty under the scorching sun to support us. I could able to understand their pain. That was the turning point in my life. I realized that I started going to the school regularly without taking leave. Even when my mom asked to take leave for important functions or religious, for important family function or religious function, I refused. I started studying well. I changed my obstacles to opportunities. As a result of that, I scored 90% in 10th standard and 94% in 12th standard and became the school topper. I got seats in 3 renowned colleges: Anna University Chennai, PSG Coimbatore, GCT Coimbatore. Finally, I decided to continue my engineering at Anna University Chennai in 2002. After 4 years on completion, I got placed in a garment manufacturing company located in Hyderabad 2006. Due to my personal situation, I needed to leave the factory after 1 year. Then I joined in Intimate Fashions, Puducherry. Intimate Fashions were manufacturing intimate fashions were manufacturing world-class intimate garments for ladies around the globe. Around 4,000 employees are working under one roof. All over the world, around 100,000 employees are working. I found my better off there. Both of our parents' permission, we got married. We are blessed with 2 children. Initially, I handled around 150 people as an executive in 2008, but I thought that I can handle more than this. So I approached my leader and told him that I can handle more than this capacity, but there were huge competition. But he believed in me and gave that opportunity. With the support of my team and family and hard work, I did well. I got promoted to the next level and next to next level with a short period of time. Currently, I'm handling around 2,000 people as a senior manager production. Swami Vivekananda says, you are the creator of your own destiny. Believe in yourself before believe in God. I believe in myself. I believe my inner confidence. Yes, I have noticed that when I make up my mind to achieve something, I do achieve it. Like the Indian team in 1983. I believe in hard work and want to take more challenges. My aim is to become as a CEO. Thank you. Over to Toastmaster of the day, Raghunath Mishra.
Thank you, Toastmaster Peryoswamy, for your wonderful personal journey of your personal journey. Is really impressive, and I'm sure you will win more feathers. You will add more feathers to your cap. We'll continue with our story. As I left, like the king was enjoying the portrait, and he was quite impressed. Then he he said to the artist, like, okay, this bag full of coins is for you. I kept that intentionally on the road to find out how people are taking an obstacle to an opportunity. And also the king offered the artist to paint his throne for the whole year. So here, what I was trying to say is, like, there was an obstacle on the road, and there are many people try cross that road, but no one bothered to remove the stone from the road, but they started complaining. But there was a person who took that opportunity, removed the stone, and he was encased with he got the reward as well as encased with a contract to paint the king throne of the king. So there are many examples in our life that we would have had. Till the time the artist enjoy the reward, let me invite my next speaker, who is a homemaker. Before introducing her, I just wanted to tell, like, the recent globalization has reduced the value systems of the joint family. People have started migrating to a different location. The families became shorter because of the nature of the job and moved out of the home system. But this speaker, who is still able to manage or maintain the joint family system, she is uh, able to use the obstacles of that joint family system to convert that an opportunity to learn to how to be more patient and how to be uh, uh, lovable and acceptable by by all the members of the family. So please join me in please join me in welcoming our second speaker, T.M. Sudha. Just to brief about her project, uh, TM Sudha is currently chosen the path for motivational strategies level 1 project 2, and the project objective is the member to present speech on any topic, receive feedback and apply the feedback in the next speech. Timer, please note the timing is 5 to 7 minutes. Please join me in welcoming TM Sudha. What I learned from my mother. What I learned from my mother, TM Sudha. Over to you, Sudha.
Thank you, G. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. A fit body, a calm mind, and a fit body, a calm mind, and a family full of love. These things cannot be bought. They must be earned. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Let me elaborate this quote through my personal story. I was in 10th standard. One evening, my mother got a severe pain in her hand joints. Just a week back, my grandfather had expired and she did a laborious work for the past 1 week. So we thought that the pain was due to that. But her pain was intolerable. So the 12th day after performing the rituals of my grandfather, my father took her to the hospital. My father was a workaholic who was always drowned in his office work, and his only work was to earn for the family. Everything else fell on my mother's lap. After some tests, the doctor gave his diagnosis rheumatoid arthritis, which is a chronic inflammatory disorder affecting almost all the joints, including hand and foot. The body's immune system attacks its own tissue, including the joints. In severe cases, it attacks internal organs also. That news was a big blow for our entire family as we solely depend on her for all our needs. The doctor said there was no cure. The medicines could only suppress her pain. He prescribed some steroid tablets to control her pain. But the medicines caused numerous side effects and she slowly started suffering from breathing, neurological problems, etc. We tried other alternative medicines to control her pain, but such as Siddha, Ayurvedic, Unani, and acupuncture, etc. But nothing solved the purpose. We, the three sisters, tried to adapt the situation and shared all the works. We would finish almost all the works before we left for school and continue the work after returning from school. Thus, we learned to ride on both the horses at the same time. This taught us about the time management and the importance of multitasking skills. My mother, being a housewife, voluntarily assisted my father in all his activities, and my father was used to adapt for that one. Until my mother's ill health, we led a happy and peaceful life with my father's limited income. After she started suffering from disorder, my father became helpless and things got worse. She herself felt disappointed at her inefficiency, and without knowing to express her feelings, she shouted for anything without any reason. Her attitude changed completely, and she slowly started to dominate our father. My father, unable to accept her sudden change of behavior, reciprocated, scolding her without understanding her pain and feelings. So the misunderstanding between my parents started, and the peace of our entire family had been lost. And we were not able to concentrate on our studies also. In her healthy years, my mother was a hardworking person. He brought up us with 1 year age difference without anyone's assistance. She did her every work with perfection. She helped us to cultivate good qualities within us. And she did not have any expectations in her life also. So in her young age, she did not take care of herself by not having proper food, skipped her food almost all the times, and ate the leftover foods. She did not spend time for her mental wellness also. Her only world revolved around us. Once she became unsound, I stopped getting any kind of support and affection from my mother. even in times I really needed. That distressed me a lot, and I slowly take care of myself in all the aspects. Later, I figured out that our life became miserable due to her ill health only. In her healthy years, she was good to us. I usually take lessons from others' life and experiences. So I learned a lesson from my mother that I must take care of my health to lead a happy life. So I want to be a healthy mother for my children, providing moral and financial support for them. So I grabbed a job for myself, got into the habit of getting up early in the morning, and spent an hour for doing yoga, meditation, and exercises. I am also friendly with my daughters so that they can express everything freely to me. I allocate all the works to every member of my family so that all the burden should not fall on my shoulder. Friends, will you agree? Taking care of one health is most important than wealth. Remember, all the wealth is a waste if we don't have the health to enjoy the wealth. Over to you, TM Modi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sudha. That was really made me emotional. In fact, my mother is also an arthritis patient, so I can understand the hardship that you would have faced. Okay, so coming back to the story. So many of us would have faced these obstacles in our life, and many of us also overcome those obstacles to prove ourselves in the in the current position or current situation. There are many examples, as I was mentioning. Many of you would have heard about Walt Disney and even Abraham Lincoln. Walt Disney was the poorest guy, but later on he could build an empire of production house, and Tom and Jerry is even the very famous animation picture from his production house. Similarly, Abraham Lincoln, who was depressed, and he overcome that depression and could able to lead USA. So this is how means will continue how these people have come out of those hardships and obstacles to make them successful. Let me invite my our last speaker of today, who is an IT professional, an ERP consultant with his who helps the IT industries to enable with his ERP consulting. Currently, his biggest challenge is, or the obstacle is confining to a room which he has never done, and trying to overcome that. How to that is the biggest challenge for him. And uh, Toastmaster Rohit, who is our third speaker, and the project objective is. He has chosen the pathway of innovative planning level 2 project 1. The purpose of this project is for the members to identify his primary leadership style, and timer, please note the duration is 5 to 7 minutes. So please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Rohit. Understanding your leadership style. Understanding your leadership style, Toastmaster Rohit. Over to you, Rohit.
Thank you, TMOD. Very good afternoon. Am I audible? TMOD, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, all right. So, wherever there is a man who exercises authority, there is a man who resists authority. This is a quote by a famous author and philosopher, Oscar Wilde. A very good afternoon to fellow Toastmasters and guests. History has shown crises in different forms have challenged humanity in the past. This crisis can be attributed to political or economic crisis, social or natural disasters. Crisis hits you on your face when least expected. In the aftermath of a crisis, leaders either get really big or really small. Confidence is one of the foremost traits a leader with substance needs to possess. If one lacks this confidence, peers or subordinates will see an weak and inefficient leader. Being a leader entails great responsibility. Excellent strategy, execution, risk management are important ingredients, but they alone do not guarantee success. It needs leadership with strong character to integrate and assimilate them. At a basic level, we need to distinguish between dominance and leadership. G, can you please present the slide number 1. All right. So there have been several authors who have discussed several leadership models with multiple leadership styles. Today, I'm going to discuss 3 predominant leadership styles. Number 1, democratic leadership. Here, the leaders include everyone in the decision-making process and carries everyone along. They consult with the entire team before taking a decision themselves. Next point, please. Number 2, it is an authoritarian leadership. Here, the leaders tend to lead with an iron hand and see their position is an opportunity to boss people. Here, the leaders assume that it is either their way or the highway. Third point, laissez-faire. In French, this refers to let them do. These leaders, either with minimal or no interference, empower employees by trusting them to work however they would like. There is minimal monitoring on the progress of the tasks or assignments on the work that has been entrusted to them. Next, I would like to share an personal experience. Few years ago, I had an opportunity in this city to work with a school football team. During their summer vacation for about 6 weeks, the school vice principal who was overseeing this summer program briefed me about the training methods that was employed. No, not to the second slide, not yet. Previous coaching camp, which was just about satisfactory. As a result, the school football team had performed very poorly in the inter-school tournaments during the year. On the first day of the training camp, after a brief introduction, as a customary, I went about asking the players the training methods in the previous coaching camp. One common feedback I received was monotonous drills, frequent punishments meted out to the players by the previous trainer if the training drills weren't followed as per the instructions, and no practice matches. As a result, the players dropped out of practice sessions frequently, citing various reasons. My instant thought was, this is tenet and this is harsh. This would kill the kids' love to play the beautiful sport of football. I wanted to bring back the joy of playing the game and simultaneously instill discipline in the
Lost you, Rohit.
Rohit?
Looks like we lost Rohit.
G, second slide, please.
Yeah.
Back.
Okay. My next step was to design a drill chart training session for each day until the completion of the until the completion of the camp, and practice matches were occasionally I too played in one of the teams. This included some fun drills to inject some laughter and joviality in the team. I even introduced a quiz session, which was a big hit among the players. Over the next 2 weeks, there was a gradual change in the players' approach towards the team. Players began to enjoy playing, and some even trained a bit longer even after the sessions were done for the day. By the end of the 6-day program, feedback from the school authorities who monitored the program was very encouraging. The fitness levels, technical ability in the players had improved. More importantly, the joy of playing and competing was back, which was missing earlier. Last to hear is that the school team has won a few tournaments since then. If you look at the slide, so slide number 1, you could see the pep talk. Here, the coach gives a pep talk to the players every day. Here, this is where I used to interact with the players every morning and evening. Every morning before the session and after session, followed by drills. That is in the second slide, second image on the left-hand side, left corner, and practice matches onto the right-hand side, bottom right corner. So these are the few practice sessions. All this were included in the practice sessions. This brief experience working with the school football team happened to be an eye-opener for me since then. It taught me some few attributes like understanding empathy, emotional bonding, and controlled assertiveness that require to develop an democratic leadership style. This coaching stint has helped me vastly in my professional trend too, in building confidence and trust among my peers. To conclude, in my opinion, democratic and participative leadership seems to be the most effective type of leadership. Thank you. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you, TM Rohit. That was an wonderful insight into the various ways of leadership, and adding to that your personal touch. That is also very interesting. Interestingly, today all our speakers have shared their personal story, and definitely it would I'm sure it touched me at least to understand all their the project and their speech ability. I could able to connect to their speeches. Thank you, all the speakers. With this, we come to an end of today's prepared speech section. And the next section is an interesting one, which is all about the table topics. So, as I mentioned, like the people who overcome from their hardship to become a successful member, those people who they never treated the obstacle as an obstacle, but they treated obstacle is an activity in their journey towards success. So with this, I would like to invite our table topic master, Toastmaster Karan. Toastmaster Karan uh, is a long-time resident of Adyar, and he is a marketing manager from a global publishing service company, and is a voracious reader, believes in both faith and logic, and a huge fan of Star Trek. Over to you, Toastmaster Karan.
Thank you, Raghunath sir. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay. So I just want to let's get started on the table topics for today. I'm going to share my screen now, probably because that would be a lot easier in this case. So just hold on for a second, and here we go. And as you can see, let me just explain what the whole concept of the table topics is. So let's go to the next slide here, and hold on. And so what is table topics? The purpose of the topics master is to facilitate table topics where guests and members will have the opportunity to practice their impromptu speaking. I will introduce a topic and call on speakers who will be given 1 to 2 minutes to speak on a subject. The speaker can speak up to 30 seconds after the 2-minute limit. Just for as a visual here, may explain, as you can probably see here, for the minute the green, 1 minute 30, yellow, 2 minutes red. Once more, the speaker can speak up to 30 seconds after the 2-minute limit. I hope everyone got that. Let's move on to the next one. Let me just stop sharing my screen here for a second. So, yeah, turning obstacles into opportunities. You know, when Sir kind of told me about the theme of the day, I was thinking about, okay, to bring into the subject matter. And, you know, I was more reaching into something that I kind of grew up as a kid that kind of reflected what obstacles into opportunities is all about. And I'm such a big pop culture fanatic on a lot of things. And I thought, you know, what better way to go into my childhood obsession, as it were, but I would say kind of lifelong obsession. That would be, sorry, let me just move this. And that would be Star Trek. As I don't probably know about it, on the air rather in the public eye for 50 years. First started overcoming obstacles, taking new opportunities, and new. The idea would be to kind of explore the unknown opportunities. So I've actually gone in and collected from all 50 years quotes that I saw that were relevant throughout the show. Which, mind you, there's not just one show. There's over 1,000 episodes of Star Trek TV, 13 movies to choose from. So I probably picked the best 50 quotes I could find, best 15 quotes I could find. So as you can probably see, I will provide quotes to various individuals and who will come on and speak to it. So let's get started. The first topic. So topic 1. Logic. I'm calling. Sorry, I apologize. The first topic, first speaker is Priya calling from the Western Coast. Hello, Priya.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you see the screen?
Yes. Logic is the beginning
of wisdom, not the end. Another overcoming obstacles here. So let me share the screen back to you.
Okay, fine. I would like to share one story here, I think, which best fits to this definition. There was one village which was cursed by the rain god, and every villagers lost the hope that because it's not going to rain, we are not going to grow any crops, and they just sat inside their house doing nothing. They waited for months because they were cursed, and they knew even if they put some seeds, there is no water and there are no plants going to grow, and it's just a waste of growing anything. But there was one such farmer who had to think in a very logical way, and he started sowing the seed. His wife came to him and I said, don't you know, even if you try doing anything, it's not going to rain, and there is nothing going to be produced out of it. He told his wife in a very simple way, like, there's only one job I know to do, that is farming. Now, what am I supposed to do if I don't farm? I think let me do my job and leave the rest. Let me see how is it going to come out. And he started doing his job, that is sowing the seed. Looking at this, even the rain god was surprised, and he it might be something came up in his mind. Look at this farmer, he's so smart enough, he's using his right wisdom. His only job as a farmer is to grow, and as a rain god, my job is to just give water to the people who are in need of it. And he changed his mind, and he started giving rain to that village, and all the curse or whatever it was washed off from that day. And every villager then on started praising this person's wisdom. I think the same applies to every human being. Whenever there is a failure in our life, yeah, it is very tough to come out, but there is something called as wisdom, which is more powerful than any knowledge. If we make best use of it, might be there is something good going to happen for us. Over to you.
All right. Thank you, Priya. Let me call on the next speaker, DTM Vaidarajan. Hello, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, let me just share my screen here very quickly. Just give me 1 second. And I apologize. All right. Change is the essential process of all existence. Change is the essential process of all existence. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. This particular change is the essential part of every existence. I think I got it correct.
Yep.
Now, this particular sentence is the tenet for the existence of all of us, and not only in COVID times, but in all times. So, if there is no change, maybe life won't exist. First and foremost, life won't start. Forget about existence. So the change is the fundamental thing to even for the life to start. So that's the tenet, and that's the main principle for existence and livelihood. So having said that, if there was no COVID or if there was no corona attack, we would not have had this wonderful online meeting. And only when there is change and there is a demand for change, we innovate, we want to do better, and we want to make best use of the opportunity. Some people might feel corona is a threat, corona is spoiling our lives, it's a disaster. But don't you think it's an opportunity? Don't you think we have taken it up onto ourselves and learned to make it better for all of us? So change is not only the only constant or the universal constant, is the most necessary thing for anyone to continue their livelihood. So I totally agree with what the table topic master said, and I'm very sure that with this change, life is going to be much better going forward. Over to you, TT Master. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That was interesting point of view. Okay, so let's move on. The next person is Pranav. Let me just share my screen here for the next. And there we go. And just give me a second here. Sorry about that. And without freedom of choice, there is no creativity. Without freedom of choice, there is no creativity. Over to you, Pranav. Hello, Pranav? Is Pranav there?
I don't think Pranav is there.
Oh, sorry. I think I thought I saw him. Anyway, never mind. I will move on to the next person. Prashant, are you there?
Yes, Karan, I'm available. Yeah.
Okay. So let me just repeat the topic again. Just share my screen here.
Yeah, I saw the topic. Without freedom of choice, there is no creativity.
There is no creativity. Okay. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Without freedom of choice, there is no creativity. Obviously, I mean, the biggest innovators in the world, or the most famous artists of the world, if they hadn't been given the complete freedom to think and to innovate, we wouldn't have had Leonardo DiCaprio, or we wouldn't have had Leonardo da Vinci, or we wouldn't have had the first flight. We wouldn't have had even probably So always, I mean, even if you see in the current scenario, or I mean, if you look at the technology, if we don't have the freedom to innovate, we will not have so many. We would not have the any platforms like Google at all. So the whole idea in Google is to give the freedom to the employees to be as creative and as innovative as this. Freedom only helps them to give very good products and solutions to people. I have another example of Facebook also, which goes with the same theme that without giving any complete freedom, they won't have such a good product like Facebook. Over to you, Karan. Thank you.
Thank you, Prashant. That was interesting point of view. I really enjoyed your view on the issue. Okay, calling on the next speaker, Animesh Kumar. Hello, is Animesh Kumar there? No. I guess not. Okay. Okay, I guess I'll move on to the next speaker. I'd like to call on Tyagarajan. Are you there, sir? Tyagarajan, are you there, sir? No.
Karan, you may please go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. We're moving on. I'd like to call upon Mr. Venkateshan. Are you there?
So you're on mute, sir.
Venkat, you're on mute.
Venkat?
Venkateshan sir, please try speaking up.
Yeah, I think Muttayan Venkateshan. That is not my name, no? My name is C. Venkateshan. That's why I stopped.
Oh, no, I said Mr. Venkateshan. Anyway, doesn't matter. I called you Mr. Anyway, okay, just give me 1 second. Let me share my screen here.
Yeah, it's audible.
Okay, great. Sharing my screen here. So this is your topic. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Yeah, thank you for the nice topic, Table Topic Master.
Thank you.
I would like to share my personal experience.
Okay.
April 10th, 2020, in ISOC, they are conducting all over the world meeting in Hyderabad. I booked my ticket, other things, 60 days back. Unfortunately, because of the COVID-19, the meeting was cancelled. And immediately they sent one link. On 10th April, there was a meeting. And like the theme of the day, obstacles to make it as opportunities. They have allotted for each and every individual country-wise 3 to 5 minutes. With the tenant experience of Toastmasters, my speaking skills have developed. I have created 3 bullet points about the internet, how to make it. Instead of talking about the internet's broadband and storing capacity and cloud computing, we should avoid all the cyber squatting activities. And I gave the solutions within 3 minutes because of my tenant experience of Toastmasters in table topics. This was more helpful for me to attend the meeting through online. Before ISOC chairman, he represented from Geneva. On that day, within 2 hours, I received a mail. He said that make it a clear point by writing and PowerPoint presentation also, and send it to the headquarters in Geneva. ICANN and ISOC is combined and conducted the meeting. As a theme of the day, we will think about that all the obstacles. If we face failures, we should make failures to be successful. Over to your table topic, Master.
Thank you, sir. Again, I like your take on the topic. So it's good. It's good to see different points of view coming on on the same topic. So great. Thank you, sir. Moving on. Next speaker, I would like to call upon Surya. Are you there? Surya, are you there?
Yes, I am. Yes,
Okay.
I am.
Yes. Okay, great. I will share my screen now, showing you the topic, and here we go. And take some time for that. Okay, great. It is possible to commit no errors and still lose. It is possible to commit no errors and still lose. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, all. Probably we should find a strong door in order to avoid people escaping from table topics. So I got an opportunity today. So by the way, I forgot it a little bit. Okay, anyway, with the understanding that I got, technology, I would say, is the biggest minus. I'm sorry, I couldn't get the topic again. Could you please repeat?
Let me repeat that. It's possible to commit no errors and still lose. It's possible to commit no errors and still lose.
I would like to connect this topic with the recent technology. So even without making a lot of errors, precisely when it comes to even a software development, without even doing a single mistake, after developing a project, there could be a high chance of losing the credibility of the software. So technology, I would say, would be the most suitable thing for this particular statement that was given. Human error, I would say, whenever they go wrong, they would at least start thinking where it would have gone wrong, where we did the mistake, and they would have been able to find it out. Somewhere they would have went wrong. But technology is not exactly like that. Even everything, if we do it right, there are chances we may fail at the end of miserably at the end of the outcome. So that is my take on this one.
Great, thank you, Surya. Again, I'm really enjoying the fact that people are having different takes on these lines of dialogues that I picked on and the different meanings that people are getting from it. So it's really nice to see different points of view. Thank you. Moving on, I will call upon Mike or Mickey. I'm not quite sure. Mike.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Let me just share my screen here. I will show you your topic. And I think this one, might be more interesting. So sometimes a feeling is all we humans have to go on. Sometimes a feeling is all we humans have to go on. Over to you, sir.
Feelings.
Sometimes feelings are all we humans have to go on. Sometimes a feeling is all we humans have to go on.
Fellow Toastmasters and welcome guest. Feelings. We are right now in the midst of a feeling of what will happen. This feeling is making everybody very jittery. We are all right now grounded in a siege-like situation where even basics like provisions, etc. is becoming a problem. But don't you think that this feeling will make sure that the coming day is much better? So we all go through these feelings, but we have to move on. The show must go on. So this Toastmaster meeting, which used to be conducted in a live environment, is getting conducted via technology through Zoom. So feelings are there. We all have to move on.
Thank you. Thank you. Again, very interesting point of view and kind of taking the current environment into play as well. Thank you, sir. Moving on, I'd like to call Mr. John, sir. Are you there? Toastmaster John? No, I think I will. Okay, I will move on. Okay, just calling on the next speaker, Jagadesan.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Are you there? Okay.
Yeah, yes,
All right.
I am there.
All right. All right. Let me share my screen. I will show you a topic. Again, might be something you might like.
Okay.
So, even in the darkest moments, you can always have reason to smile. Even in the darkest moments, you can always have reason to smile. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity given me to speak in table topics. Hi, good evening, Toastmaster and guest.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. I am Jagadesan from Coimbatore. I am a part of Coimbatore Toastmaster Club. It is said that in Tamil there is a saying, Idikkan Varungal Naguga. The same line, we can't avoid the moments which we are passing on, because the situation is, even though it is created by us, but it is not in our control. So whatever we create our thoughts, it becomes situation as like. But all humans' thoughts are not same in all ways. So if it is such, then there will not be a dark moments at all. But in present world, it is inevitable. We come across all the situations. So this also will go on. இதுவும் கடந்து போகும். In Tamil we say like that. Even that time also, we humans, creator of the everything, we can come across all the darkest moments. Back to table talking topics, master. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you again. Again, interesting point of view, and I'm really enjoying this. So thank you again for your time. Thank you. All right. So the next speaker is Mr. Toastmaster Thomas, sir. Are you there, sir? Thomas, sir?
You are on mute, sir.
Hello.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I will show you a topic here in a second. Sure. Right. Okay. So your topic is, we are constantly searching not just for answers, but for new questions. We are constantly searching not just for answers, but for new questions. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Quite some time back, a senior corporate leader once told me, when I admired his knowledge, Thomas, an expert is not the one who has all the answers. An expert is the one who knows what questions to ask. Frankly, inspired again by the topic we heard about someone else talking about creativity dependent on the chance to, be free. I go back to that thought and borrow from that thought and say, human progress has come not from answers. Human progress has come from questions. And the most lovely, daring questions, why and why not? Why is questioning out of curiosity? Why? Things that you see on a daily basis, you go behind that and want to know why. It's a child's curiosity at play. Why not is even more venture. Why not is to question status quo. Why not is to look at new ways of doing things. Why not, along with why, make sure that we are no more cavemen. We are now controlling such a technology that brings us together from how many kilometers away, thanks to questions that we could ask. Answers, friends, again, are a corollary to the questions. Answers don't take so much dare. Questions take a lot of dare. That is why I often regret how our education system doesn't allow us to ask questions. And in fact, it looks down upon questions being asked because teachers find it easier if the children don't ask questions, and that too inconvenient questions. Thank you very much for communicating something that I always believed in. Ask the questions, answers are natural. But to make the sense of asking questions natural, our country will go forward. If India want to be the powerhouse of tomorrow, allow everyone to ask questions. Don't suppress questions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you again. A very lovely point of view on this. I'm really enjoying this. Okay, moving on. I'd like to call the next speaker, Rangarajan. Are you there? Rangarajan, are you there?
Yes.
Yes, great, lovely. Let me share the topic to you. Here it comes. And this should be interesting. Insufficient facts always invite danger. Insufficient facts always invite danger. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. When you're slipshod in whatever you're doing, you know you're just setting yourself up for failure. So you should always be aware of what is being asked and respond in a way that the other person who's asking the question or to whom you're providing the answers are filled with facts. Because after all, using your imagination to solve issues will never work. You may find it fanciful to just say whatever you feel like saying, but you're not going to win any prizes for that. So have your facts ready and then speak softly. Even if you're right and if the other person is aggressive, if you speak softly and if you have all your facts, you will surely win the argument. So the basic, that's it for me. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. That's really a nice intro speech there. I really liked it. Great job. Just moving on to the next person here. I just recalling, if possible, is Tyagarajan sir there? Is Tyagarajan sir there? No?
We don't see.
Don't see. Okay, that's who's this? There.
No, I think he's trying to unmute.
Okay, just I'm holding on. So tempting, but are you there, sir? Okay, great. Hello, sir. Okay, so I'll just share the screen here, and I'm just going to share the topic here for you. One voice can be stronger than 1,000 voices. One voice can be stronger than 1,000 voices. Over to you, sir. Do you want to hear that again, sir? Hello?
Tyagarajan, so this table topic is for you.
Yes.
Yes.
Why you want to go even? Yes, I am sure. Yes.
Yeah, do you want to hear the topic again, sir?
Topic, what is the topic? Yes, come on, tell me.
One voice can be stronger than 1,000 voices. Let me share my screen again. I'll share my screen, sir. One voice can be stronger than 1,000 voices.
No, I don't. There is no audio, please. Can you type it and then return? Is it possible? Yes. But I will speak on it. No how. Whatever may be the topic.
Yes, sir. But my screen. Can you see my screen, sir? The topic is written right there. It is one voice can be stronger than 1,000 voices.
Can 1,000 one voice can be louder than 1,000 voices? Definitely, sir. Yes, I will go into action. Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Is it not? Yes, Mahatma Gandhi's voice. Yes, it was stronger than anyone else in India. There were so many voices during the freedom struggle, but Mahatma Gandhi's voice was outstanding. He was heard despite being he led a very simple life, wearing a lion's cloth and with a bare body. Whatever he uttered were like oracles. Is it not? Yet the whole nation listened, including his adversaries. And those voices, yes, it was the most powerful voice, most potential voice, the voice that ringed and echoed through the length and breadth of our nation. No doubt about it, sir. Such a voice will never go on in air, even for centuries to come in our land. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. That was again interesting. I really like the take on it and reflecting on our nation's history. Great. So let me move on to the next speaker. I just wanted to call Amita. Are you there? Amita. Amita, are you there? No, Amita, no, I don't think she's there. Okay, I will move on to Zakir Hussain. Are you there? Zakir?
I'm here. Tell me.
Yeah. Okay. Let me share my screen here. Just a topic here. So I think this should be interesting. To be human is to be better than you are. To be human is to be better than you are. Over to you, sir.
Yeah. It's better to be human than you are. Many of the times we mantle a lot of the roles and the positions what we have. A simple example is in every day's life. We come across many of the people who are from the downtrodden level and having economically very, very weaker sections. And many of them try to believe that the person who is coming in a car or occupying a big position has a big way to go. When in a simple way, when you become very humanistic towards them, it makes a great thing than you. I always believe a simple activity of saying hello to a staircase operator, a lift operator, a security guard, an ironman who irons your cloth. So it's apart from everything, that's a human in you that makes you more than what you are. I truly believe that this kind of a small actions which makes us more than what we are. First, we are humans, then only we get the positions what we can. These tenets have to be there in our life. That makes a life much, much better and also make us more fulfilled life as a human we are. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That's lovely. I really like that point of view on that. Okay, I think we have time for one more, and I'd like to call guest Pavitra Sundar. Are you there?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, great, great. I am going to share my screen now, and let me show that to the topic. And in critical, I don't know how you might feel on this, but might be, I'd like to hear your speech on this. In critical moments, men sometimes see exactly what they wish to see. In critical moments, men sometimes see exactly what they wish to see. Over to you, ma'am.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for this opportunity to speak. So the topic is in critical moments, men wish to see whatever they want to see. So I think this is something that is that is something that I've really witnessed in my day-to-day life as well. So even in the situation of Corona, for example, we have men at home who say, I am working, and all the work that is done at home is mostly by the women. So you see them working, but they don't contribute towards the household chores. So they see whatever they want to see, even in the critical moments. So I think that's one of the things that I've seen mostly in my life. But there are also contradictions. Having said that, I think there are also contradictions to the same statement as well. So there are people who see, who do want to see beyond whatever they see, and they also want to offer help. For instance, my granddad, being about 85 years old, still helps my grandmom in household chores and kitchen chores. So I think there are both sides to this coin. Thanks for the opportunity.
All right. Okay. Thank you for that, Pavitra. With that, we're signing off. So just probably, it was lovely topics. Everyone spoke pretty well. I really enjoyed it. So let me sign up, and over to you, Timur.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karan. Wonderful topics, and there were a few wonderful response to those topics. I really enjoyed. So with this, we come to the end of our second section of this session, that is table topics. And timer, can you please read out the qualified speakers for both the sections?
So there are two qualified speakers from the prepared speeches section. Toastmaster Periyasamy as well as Toastmaster Sudhamurthy have qualified. And from table topics session, all the speakers have qualified.
Thank you. Okay, so let's move to the theme of today's section, that is how to overcome the obstacles. One of the point that generally helps in coming out of an obstacle is evaluating the obstacles. The minute details that you evaluate to debug the challenge, that will give you ideas how to overcome that. And our next section is also deals with this evaluation, where the evaluators are going to evaluate the speeches of the speakers. With this, I would like to call upon our general evaluator, Toastmaster Dinesh, to carry on the evaluation sections.
Thank you,
Over
TM.
to, yeah.
Toastmaster Rakubai. Hi, everyone. As I told, I'm back to conduct the third session, which is the evaluation session of today's meeting. We saw all the speakers speaking the first session, and now there are evaluators who will be evaluating those speeches. And for this session, and to evaluate our first speaker, who's delivered an icebreaker speech, Toastmaster Periyasamy, I call upon Evaluator Toastmaster Jagannathan. A brief description about Jagannathan. He's been in Medley for nearly 6 months, but he's a Toastmaster for 4 years. And also he's a champion speaker, as you would have seen him in a club contest. And right now I return control to Toastmaster Jagannathan to evaluate Toastmaster Periyasamy.
Thank you, Dinesh. Toastmaster Periyasamy, I must say, late arrival, well delivered, well received. Just like how you came late in 1983, your speech was also well delivered and well received. Kudos for that. First of all, the most beautiful thing that we can wear is confidence. The first positive thing that I see in your speech is the confidence that with which you deliver the speech. Confidence and the conviction in the content of your speech, which means you have practiced the speech well, you have written a script, sent that to your mentor has reviewed that script, and you have practiced it every day to deliver the speech, which resulted in the confidence and conviction that you showed when you were delivering the speech. Point number one. Second is that in your script, you built such imagery. Now, for example, when you said, I was in third class, my mom dragged me to the farm and made me to watch the hardships that they were going through. So the imagery that you build in the script with respect to the story that you are building was wonderful. So the third thing that I want to point out is that your speech is not mere introduction or a history about you. It has essence in a sense, from the first till the last, whatever that you have learned, the lessons, as Toastmaster of the Day also mentioned, the personal story. It was not like I was born here, my mother raised me like this. No, it was a lesson from each and every part of your story. So which created the relatability to us. So these three positive things that I see in your speech. Areas of improvement. Since it's the first speech, I'll briefly talk about only one area of improvement: pauses. Now, whenever I listen to your speech, it's like somebody is using excess pauses. Some politician like Obama speaking. So there are certain places where there are pauses which are more than it should be. Now connect with your mentor, deliver the speech once again with him. Is this speech or second speech? And then ask him to point out, where am I making excess pauses? So this is the one area of improvement, to challenge yourself. And this is not an area of improvement, but to challenge yourself. Now with your confidence, with your powerful delivery and an inspiring aura that you have whenever you are delivering a speech, try adding humor in incremental stages, not just like flooding, but incremental stages. Connect with your mentor. If you can add that, your entire speech would be deadly engaging. It would be heavily engaging for the audience. So you are more confident, and that relates to how much capacity that you have. So to sum it up, three positives: confident, and you are convinced, you had such conviction in your speech, the building the imagery in your story. It was not mere history. It's about personal stories that you had. Areas of improvement on the pauses. Connect with your mentor. Sit down with him. If you can include humor here and there. All the very best.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jagannathan, for the detailed report. If you wondered why I said he was a champion speaker, you just heard from him. This detailed evaluation. And to evaluate our next speaker, Toastmaster Sudha Murthy, who tell about her mother's, about the tenets of what and all she told happened in her life. I call upon Toastmaster Sindhil Gobu to evaluate her speech. Before I call upon Sindhil Gobu, he is someone who is working in a logistics company which moves containers across nations. But right now, I don't think they are moving anything. And he also thinks that we should think weakness as an opportunity in our life. I hand over control to Toastmaster Sendil Gobu to evaluate Sudha Murthy.
Thank you, G. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests, especially Toastmaster Sudha. Okay. So her chosen path is motivational strategies, project number 1, level 2, evaluation and feedback. The purpose of the project is the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback from the evaluator, and apply it in her second speech. The topic was what I learned from my mother. Sudha, you have done a great job because I really liked the opening. You started with a quote and your school days. I can relate it with my personal life. I heard my wife saying how her mother was ill and she used to take care of her mother when going to school. So we all could relate to it at the school day struggles, parents fight, and there was a connection. Your language was clear and easily understandable. You looked more relaxed and confident, and you have chosen the storytelling approach a very good way to talk about our own stories. In this way, we won't forget the content even. Really a nice work, Sudha. And you have the ability to fluently narrate an incident and make audience understand. I would like you to see work on your vocal variety with highs and lows and add some emotions whenever needed. And also I like to see a script with more interesting. Maybe you can change the order of the events in a particular way. Also, you can work on the conclusion part. I was expecting you will finally relate your life events with the quote you have started. So it was a very good emotional speech. It attracted a lot of attention from the audience. So I decided to take care of my health and being friendly with my family members and children. I sincerely thank you and congratulate Toastmaster Sudha for the speech. Over to you, G.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sindhul Gobu, for the brilliant evaluation. Our next evaluator is a charter member of Medley Toastmasters Club. He's a very experienced member. And when I asked to tell about himself, he tries to be a happy man, no pending issues, no revenge to take, no forgiveness to give, no one to please, no one to taunt, a very good balance sheet, and he's very happy. In one of his assignments, manpower was suddenly reduced significantly. He took that as an opportunity to get an otherwise impossible approval for automation. Result, project completed time, continue cost saving. As you all know, I'm going to call upon DTM Sampath Saurajan sir to evaluate Rohit's speech.
Good afternoon, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and Toastmaster Rohit in particular. Friends, today Rohit gave a very nice, free-flowing and confident talk on leadership. He talked about general principles and some specific styles and also his own personal experience. Do you think he did a great job? Do you think he did a great job? Give him a round of applause. See, he started with a very good opening with a quote, and then he started in crisis, which leads to leadership. Sometimes leadership succeeds or fails depending on the confident and other traits. Then he had a very good strategy in dealing only with the 3 of the leadership styles, considering the paucity of time. Otherwise, all the 8 styles will take a lot of time. So the 3 styles he chose were democratic, authoritative, and laissez-faire. Then, after giving a quick description about these things, he moved on to the highlight of the speech, which is his personal experience. And then in days when we are sitting inside the house, he talked about football. This assignment he talked is more like a coaching assignment. It's a short-term leadership exercise. And he gave a very good account of that. What he said was the fact-finding. Initially, the coach has to do fact-finding, which he described, and then a plan or strategy, again, which he outlined. After that, he talked about the implementation and how it gave results. Based on this, he was also able to say about the lessons learned in terms of emotional bonding, in terms of confidence, in terms of knowing the people, analyzing the problem, all these things. So overall, he has done a very good speech, and I would like to ask him 3 questions now, quick questions. TM Rohit, can you unmute yourself? Toastmaster Rohit, unmute yourself if you are there. Say hi. Okay, he doesn't seem to be there. Anyway, the questions are, did he go through the survey and study the leadership styles? Did he check and find out his own style? And what his colleagues and associates feel about his style? and what are the things he learned about adapting. I think these aspects about the activity that precedes the speech were not well outlined. That was the only thing where I can ask him for improvement. Good luck to the speaker.
Thank you, sir, for your evaluation. I call upon the timer to read out the qualified evaluator's name, please.
G, all the three evaluators qualified.
Thank you, timer. You can go ahead with your detailed timer report.
Thank you, G. From the prepared speech session, speaker number 1, Toastmaster Periyasamy, who spoke about winning the World Cup, he took 6 minutes and 3 seconds. The speaker number 2, Sudha Murthy, who spoke about what I learned from her mother, took 5 minutes and 26 seconds. Speaker number 3, Rohit Marappa, who spoke about the various leadership styles, took 8 minutes and 15 seconds. From an evaluation section, Toastmaster Jagannathan, who evaluated Toastmaster Periyasamy's speech, took 3 minutes and 9 seconds. Toastmaster Senthil Gopu, who evaluated Toastmaster Sudha's speech, took 2 minutes and 21 seconds. DTM Saudirajan, who evaluated Toastmaster Rohit's speech, took 3 minutes 23 seconds. And from a table topics session, Toastmaster Priyadarshini Belur, who spoke about logic is the beginning of wisdom, not the end, took 1 minute and 57 seconds. The second speaker, DTM Varadarajan, who spoke about change is the essential process for all existence, took 1 minute and 30 seconds. Toastmaster Prashant, who spoke about without freedom of choice, there is no creativity, took 1 minute and 59 seconds. Toastmaster Venkatesan, who spoke about the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, took 1 minute 40 seconds. Toastmaster Surya, who spoke about it is possible to commit no errors and still lose, took 1 minute and 37 seconds. Guest Mike, who spoke about sometimes a feeling is all we humans have to go on, took 1 minute and 3 seconds. Toastmaster Jagadisan, who spoke about even in the darkest moments, you can always have reasons to smile, took 1 minute and 28 seconds. DTM Thomas, who spoke about we are constantly searching not just for answers, but for new questions, took 1 minute and 19 seconds. Toastmaster Rangarajan, who spoke about insufficient facts always invite danger, took 1 minute 9 seconds. DTM Tyagarajan, who spoke about one voice can be stronger than 1,000 voices, spoke for 1 minute and 15 seconds. Toastmaster Zahir Hussain Amir, who spoke about to be human is to be better than you are, took 1 minute 14 seconds. Guest Pavitra, who spoke about in critical moments, men sometimes see exactly what they wish to see, took 1 minute and 16 seconds. Over to the G.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saravanan. I request our counter Toastmaster Renu Narayanan to read out the our counter report, please.
Okay, so this evening I decided to record. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
This evening I decided to record everybody right from Sergeant at Arms. Sergeant at Arms only one soap. Then President, no repetitions and no crutch words. TMOD had more than 5 and more than 5 repetitions. G had about, I think, more than 8 to 9 and ums. Then TTM was more than, I think, 6 or 7. Then repetitions of that I would like to all that. So then let me move on to the speakers. Periyasamy was only just one. I was hoping it would be a clean speech, but he just had one repetition. That was. Sudha was almost a clean speech too. She just had one long pause and she had 2 repetitions and speak an hour. Rohit had 4 R's and ums and quite a few repetitions. I'm not going to repeat them here. Then moving on to table topics, Toastmaster Priya had about 4 R and ums and she had 2 repetitions. They just vary and you know. Then DTM S. Varadarajan had 2 ums and 1 repetition, 2. PM Prashant had more than 5 R and ums. Then he had 1 repetition, the and then innovate twice. TM Venkatesan had a clean speech. So applause for that. TM Surya had 3 R and ums and 2 repetitions like you know. Guest Mike had only 2 crutch words. Jagadishan S had just 1 TTM Thomas had from R and TM Ranga had 3 and ums, 1 the and losing your will never repetitions. TM Tyagarajan had only 1 repetition by being. TM Zakir Hussain had just 1 and 1 repetition operator. Pavitra Sridhar had quite a few ums like so, that is something. Then TM Jagan, I'm coming on to the evaluators. TM Jagan had just 1 and he had 2 repetitions whenever I and incremental stages. TM Senthil Goku had just 1 TTM Sampath, I'm sorry, the connection was lost, I couldn't record. You can take that as a clean speech. Then I have 1 tip for all the people who speak. Please record yourself while you're speaking and listen to it later so that you will have an idea which are the places that you are using very regularly crutch words so that you can avoid them when you record yourself once again. That is my tenet because that's what I believe in, that I keep recording myself and keep listening. And also I think it's very important for you to keep speaking without a pause or a filler word because that will definitely help you in the long run. And yes, we all know that crutch words are obstacles, but we can always turn them to opportunities if you continue like this, like I said, practicing, repeating and practicing. That will help you in the long run. All the best to all the future speakers so that I don't have to write so many and ums in the future. Thank you very much. Over to G.
Thank you, Toastmaster. I now request Grammarian Toastmaster Raghunath Raya to read out the grammarian report, please.
Good evening once again. Thank you, General Evaluator Dinesh. I really got a good opportunity to listen the entire session of the today's meeting as a grammarian because I could look into a lot of times where the words has been used and lots of good English and phrases that came out in the whole meeting. The word of the day was tenet, which means one of the principles on which a belief or a theory is based. There's been rarely used by the speakers, but 3 of the speakers, one general evaluator used it twice. Table topic speaker Venkatesh, when he was speaking, used it twice. Our counter Renu used it once. In one of the usage by table topic speaker Venkatesh, where he said, tenet experience of Toastmasters. It should be in such a way that tenet of Toastmaster experience. So that's the usage which we need to do it over a period of time. I got a couple of good phrases which came out even in the table topic, like wisdom is more powerful than knowledge, like by TM Toastmaster Priya, and as usual Toastmaster Thomas like we had a lot of such phrases like expert one who can ask correct questions. Human progress has come from daring questions. So it's the way it is being used, and the grammars are very quite useful. The table topic, I found it really excellent with the best use of language, like the best phrases, but overall a good experience as a grammarian after a very long time. Thank you so much. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raghunath. Now coming to the General Evaluators report. The meeting started sharply at around 2:58, and the SAA had the modified structure of the online report meeting clearly said. She said what she thinks about the president instead of just asking to the president something about her, which was nice. And the president motivated everyone in the beginning by saying quotes from Martin Luther King, which I think was very good. The timer also had different things, like he showed the phone for different colors, and also he showed the sound also. But the problem was that we couldn't see the color properly, whether it was green, yellow, or red. We couldn't see it precisely because it was reflecting a lot. So maybe it could be changed in the future. The TMOD, all the roles were completely filled up, although we had a speaker drop out at the last moment. But still, we have almost packed up the entire meeting because the table topic sessions went on longer than usual. And kudos to Toastmaster Karanjit for bringing up the PPTs and slides to express the table topic speakers. and Toastmaster Renu, who's our counter today, started to evaluate everyone right from the TMOD till the end. So it was very good. We could change everything. And even in me, she mentioned that I used the word a lot of time. So I could change it in myself. In the speakers, we had Toastmaster Periyasamy, who was just brilliant. It wasn't like an icebreaker speech at all. And Sudha and Rohit also a brilliant speech. And the icebreaker and the evaluation sessions were also very well done by all our evaluators. And I'm really looking forward to all the next sessions also. This is a very unusual session right now in Quantum, even though I'm playing the role of general evaluator the fourth time. But this is a very new learning experience, particularly the online meeting. I think it would be the same for everyone, including me. And I'm looking forward to our next meeting. Over to our TMOD Toastmaster Raghunath Nair. Raghubai.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Dinesh. So with this, we come to the end of this meeting, and I would like to all the participants to vote the best speaker, the best table topic speaker, and the best evaluator. Along with that, you also vote for the best role player and the best among the grammar, the tag player, and the best among the three like TMOD, General Evaluator, and Tabletop Speaker. The voting lines are open now. Before handing over the meeting to President, I would like to conclude this session with the 3 points. Everyone, as I said, everyone must have faced some obstacle in our life. But to overcome that, there are 3 mantras that I learned from my personal experience. Never treat obstacle as an obstacle, but treat it as a part of the path which you need to perform to reach your goal. The second thing is evaluate the points that dissect the obstacles in detail so that you will find the way or means to overcome that. And the third thing is never treat it as an obstacle, but just concentrate on the solution and not on the problems. Just think how you can think of the solution. Means if a person start thinking about the problem, it will go deeper and deeper into the problem. It will lead to another problem. But just focus on the solution, how to overcome that obstacle. So with these 3 points, I would like to hand over the session to our President, DTM Sugandhi. Over to you, DTM Sugandhi. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raghunath Mishra, for taking us through a thought-provoking and a motivating session. Ladies and gentlemen, can we please give it up for a Toastmaster of the Day? I request all our members and guests who have joined us for this meeting to please cast your vote for the best performers of the day. Okay. Before we move on, I would like to recognize the effort put in by some of our Toastmasters who have overcome obstacles today. The first and foremost is our speaker, Toastmaster Rohit. Rohit has been struggling a lot with his internet connection, and he has put in a lot of determination today to come on board as a speaker, and I really commend him for also taking the help of the general evaluator to ensure that his speech does not get interrupted. And let's please give it up for Toastmaster Rohit. I would also like to appreciate our table topic master, Toastmaster Karanjit, for thoughtfully coming up with the table topic presentation, as well as patiently calling out to all our speakers, and for also for motivating them with a thought-provoking gesture after each and every table topic speaker completed their speech. Thank you very much, Karanjit. You in fact took us threw a lot of thoughts about Star Tech interesting quotes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Then, of course, is our timer, a very detailed timer report, because managing time was not so easy. Today, you planned really very well. You had yourself in one screen and the timer background on the other. But then when technology failed you, you did not fail us, because you showed us a mobile. And even though that was not quite visible, you ensured that all of us stayed on time by sounding the buzzer. And above all, you went the extra effort to note down the table topic for every speaker. So when you read out the table topic timer report, you gave us the speaker name and the topics. Very well done, Toastmaster Saravanan. And Toastmaster Renu, thank you very much. As our counter, you evaluated us right from the beginning. This is a very good learning. Probably moving on, I request all our members who take up the role of an accountant and grammarian to please start evaluating from the Sergeant at Arms till the end of the meeting, so that all of us get to hone our English speaking skills. Then, of course, our grammarian for today, sir, I noted down a sentence. We, as Medley Toastmasters, believe in a tenet that we are warriors and we will not give up meeting come what may. I think I finally used the word of the day. Thank you very much for all your live and lively updates in our club WhatsApp group. I know it wasn't very easy for you to keep your ears on our speeches and your hands to take those screenshots. Thank you very much. You made the meeting so lively today. Thank you. And with that said, I would now like to open the floor to hear it from our guests. We have DTM Varadarajan with us. So would you like to share a few words, please?
Oh, yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Madam Sugandhi. It has been a pleasure to be part of this meeting, and I was always looking forward to be part of the Medley meeting for a long time. And what more experience, what better experience you can get on an online meeting, and with stalwarts like you and Thomas sir and so many other people, it's been a great experience. So I thoroughly enjoyed this meeting, and thanks for the table topic master for giving me a choice to speak, which kept me a little charged up for the weekend. So thank you very much, and I hope I will be able to join your future meetings also. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Thank you, DTM Varadarajan. Next, we would like to hear from guest Mikey.
Yeah, hi. It was overall a very good meeting. First time attending online Toastmasters meeting, and look forward to hopefully attend in a live environment in the coming future.
Thank you, Mikey. Mikey, are you a member of any other Toastmasters club?
I used to be in Gurgaon, very actively involved in Toastmasters, but it's been a while, a couple of years now. I haven't attended a Toastmasters meeting. So yeah, it was a good one, more of a recap to me after a long time.
Yeah, thank you, thank you, guest Toastmaster Mikey. If you could please ping your mobile number in a private chat to me, we would add you to our guest WhatsApp group so that you can stay tuned about the updates for our forthcoming meetings. Next, I would like to hear from our guest Pavitra Sridhar.
Hi, thank you, Suganti. I've been part of Medleys for the last 2 to 3 meetings, and there's no other better way in which I would spend my Saturday afternoons. It's been a really enriching to be part of these sessions, and even the virtual sessions have been a really commendable effort from all the Toastmasters here. Thank you so much, and over to you, Suganti.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Pavitra. With that said, I would now move on to make a few announcements, and of course move on to announce the best performers for today. All right, we heard from all of you and have tried our level best to keep up with the interest. So we will be commencing our second meetings, which is on every Sunday, starting from tomorrow onwards. And given taking an account of the present circumstances, we have organized a special keynote session by T. Chendal Kumar, who is a sought-out corporate trainer, a TEDx speaker, and a veteran Toastmaster himself, on the topic conflict management during crisis. The meeting will be tomorrow at the same slot, 2:55 p.m. to 5 p.m. And we would like you to invite your friends, families, or anybody who you think will benefit from this topic of conflict management during crisis. And this is a regular meeting, which means that apart from this keynote, we also have prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluations. So looking forward to meeting all of you tomorrow. Today, Toastmaster Periyaswamy took a leap and completed his icebreaker session. I request all of you to please go on unmute and let's applaud Toastmaster Periyaswamy for successfully completing his icebreaker. Very well done, Toastmaster Periyaswamy. Moving on, announcing the best speaker for today is none other than our icebreaker speaker, Toastmaster Periyaswamy. The best table topic speaker is our Vice President Education, Distinguished Toastmaster, Thomas Abraham. The best evaluator today goes to Toastmaster Jagan, who evaluated the best speaker of the day. Next is the tag player. The best tag player is our timer, Toastmaster Saravanan. The best role player of the day goes to our table topic master, Toastmaster Karanjit Bedi. Since we moved into online meetings, our treasurer, Toastmaster Dinesh, has been little liberal in giving funds for serving snacks. So today we have a wide variety of snacks, both savory and sweet, along with tea and coffee. I request all our members and guests to please join us for a fellowship over all these snacks, tea and coffee. If you have superpowers, please do download all these snacks from my laptop. Otherwise, please go to the kitchen and make some for yourselves while we chit-chat online.
This is a very cruel joke, sir, Suganti.
I must protest. This is the cruelest thing you have done. Otherwise, such a nice person, Suganti. This is the cruelest thing you have done.
Just like,
Showing us
man.
that's good.
That's not cool, man. All right. Cool.
So well done, folks.
Well done.
I think a lot of new things people have added. A lot of new things people have added. I like that.
That's right. I think we finally got our time management right in online.
Finally.
So we'll have to keep this pool of experts. We can lend them also to other clubs when they want it. What do you say? Charge a fee. Charge a fee.
A general evaluator, Dinesh, is like, where should I put my account number to charge the fee?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think, I mean, a lot of interesting things today. I thought if I can mention it, Renu doing it, bumper to bumper evaluation, Regu adding his own styles. And I mean, every way, I think it was interesting. And I think fantastic thing is, Karanjit, you filled in so beautifully with the one dropout. 15 minutes, we didn't know we lost time there.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And Toastmaster Jagadish, thank you very much for joining us all the way from Coimbatore.
Thank you, madam. The lockdown given an opportunity to participate all the online meetings. Thank you very much.
Most welcome.
The only one thing is the many meetings are there. Sometimes it is overlapping, but I can't able to not me. All are eager to attend all the meetings, but it is not possible due to overlapping. Thank you.
You can always choose medley. Mr. Jagan, you can always choose medley over others.
Yeah, yes, sir, yes, sir. Because today, now 3:30 p.m. there is a Chennai Keelpark YMCA meeting is going on.
Yes.
But I prefer to attend the medley meeting. I am working in at Chennai. My hometown is Coimbatore. Once lockdown is lifted, I will come to your medley meeting in person. We will meet, sir. Thank you very
Wow.
much.
Wow. Look forward.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jagadishan. If you can please ping me your number in private, I can get you added to our medley best group, guest group. If you are.
I think, madam, my number is already added in the guest group.
All right. Thank you, Jagadishan.
Thank you, ma'am.
I think, Sugandhi, I think we are only members now, right? So if you think it's all right, could you, in 5 minutes, would you like to give Mr. Tyagarajan an opportunity? How are you going to do it tomorrow? Mr. Tyagarajan?
Tyagarajan, sir, would you like to try out, have a trial of your table topic session for tomorrow?
Not
No,
the
no,
same
what do you want me
questions.
to do? Yes, yes, yes. What do you
Not
want
the
me
same
to do,
question.
sir?
Not
Yes,
the
yes,
same
yes.
question, sir. Just a dummy questions, so that, we can be sure that you're audible and we can answer.
What are you? Repeat it.
Tyagarajan, sir, give me a on-the-spot table topic.
Or any on table topic. Yes, I have a table topic. This is lockdown, an idle mind is devil's workshop. Can anyone still talk on it? An idle mind is devil's workshop. He is locked out.
So who wants
Anyone?
I'll take it.
An idle mind is devil's workshop.
Yeah, I'll take it, sir. It's okay. Yeah, because all this lockdown time for nearly 25 days, I'm in home only. I haven't gone anywhere out. I never used to download video games and all, but now I'm always in video games. Perhaps 7 to 8 hours a day, I'm playing PUBG, a video game. Almost 2.5 GB it takes, and I play it all the time. I'm like addicted to it. I play it with my school friends, then my college friends, and then with anyone else who comes in randomly. I play that. I have downloaded like 3 to 4 video games like that. And also, like, I have gained like 5 or 6 kgs in this 1 month, maybe. Just eat, and that's it.
Where is the evil in this?
Sorry?
Where is the evil in this?
Devil. Yeah, I think.
You're not a devil, I'm sorry. An idle mind is a devil's workshop. Yes. One more. Can I give one more topic, or shall I stop with this? Tomorrow I'll be playing the role of TT master.
Yeah.
Give us one more topic, sir. Give us one more topic.
Sure.
Some more topic.
One more topic.
One more.
One more topic. Yes, it is something concerned with spiritualism. See, I think Dr. Sampath will go, and I think we can take it up. Life is but a walking shadow. Life is but a walk. Everything is unreal. Life is but walking shadow. Slightly it has an inkling of spiritualism. Anywhere, Sampath will, I think, he will speak on it. Yes, life is but a walking shadow.
Life is but a walking shadow.
Life is but a walking shadow.
Life is but a walking.
Life is but a walking shadow.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Who would like to take it up, please?
Sampath Rajan.
He's not there. Madam President.
Yes, not there. Shall I withdraw the topic?
Please do it for us. Madam President, please take it for us.
Okay. Life is but a walking shadow. Sir, I completely agree with you, because many a times we make a lot of plans. We make plans saying that, okay, I will not do this work today. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next week, and so on. And we are very, very confident in postponing our work, thinking that all the circumstances will be favorable to us. But after this corona thing came up only, I never imagined that the entire world will come to a standstill, and all that we assumed and we had confirmation on will turn out to be very volatile. So for me, life is but a walking shadow given the learnings that I have accumulated over the last 1 month. Over to you.
Yes, yes. One more topic get lost. It is better to light a candle than to curse darkness. This anyone can talk. It is better to light a candle than to curse darkness. With this I will withdraw. Yes.
Pranav.
It is better to light a candle than to curse darkness.
Pranav, would you like to take it up, Pranav?
Can anyone hear me?
Yes, you're loud and clear.
Okay, finally. It's better to light a candle than to curse darkness. Yes, sir, thank you for the topic. So what it typically means is when you're going through tough times, you should not keep cursing it because of the negativity. Rather than focus on how you can use a tough situation and the dark times and get over it by learning and also by finding out what are all the mistakes you committed. So never keep ranting and never keep complaining that I'm going through a tough